Hey everybody. So Joy's been using images and pictures. I mean, they're images from Natural Born Killers. And that's a movie that at a time, I think when I was in my 19, 21, 22-ish, maybe even a little bit earlier, I got deep into that movie. I think for a while there, it was my favorite movie. I like the way Oliver Stone directs. Woody Harrelson's a great actor. Juliette Lewis, Tommy Lee Jones, Tom Sizemore. There's a lot of great actors in that movie. And the way it's done is very real. It's very gritty. It's very much kind of like reality, but also very detached. And the way he uses cinematography and images and even cartoons and shit is a lot like real life, because emotions are very fantastic, emotions are very colorful, emotions are very sporadic even at times, but also always flowing together. So I really like that movie. It's very moving. However, with that being said, it's a very, 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 very violent movie, which I know whenever I'd watch it, it would bring about very, very violent sensations. And the overall theme is essentially that we're all natural born killers and violence is inherent, and it's just I even feel like Oliver Stone I don't know this for a fact, but he made that movie in the 90s, and it's just it leaves the type of feeling it leaves you with is literally kind of a propensity to want to go and commit violence. And around that same time, it was around the time, that was the only time in my life when I used to drive around in my truck and looking just to fight people. Really, one time I even stopped my truck and there was a dude walking down the street and I was about ready to jump out my truck and just fight him. For no reason other than just to fight him. And that shit's fucking evil, man. That's wicked. It's ridiculous. And I probably would have got my ass kicked because of that. Because I do believe a dog who's in the right is going to win the fight. So, seeing Joy fucking putting up all these images of natural born killers, and fucking, I know she's thought that I'm a killer, and I'm pretty sure she's been commenting on my video fucking for an alias of some other YouTube channel. I don't know for sure, but it feels like it's her. So I gotta say some words on that, because there is a very big, saying, first of all, the word killer, you gotta be more specific. Are you a murderer? Are you a serial killer? Or are you a soldier? Because soldiers kill and they serve. And then there's also the type of service that the soldier is serving for. So as I've said and continue to say, I am a Most High soldier, alright? I'm not a part of the United States military. I never have been. I am a soldier for the Most Highs. And another thing to think about, God, the Most High, has killed more people than anybody. The flood, he fucking killed majority of humanity and a lot of animals too. So, and in the Bible, David, there's a lot of talk about war. There's a lot of righteous battles. There's a lot of killing done in the name of God. There's a point when people become too much. We all get signs. We all get fucking, people telling us to slow down, to stop, to change our ways. And if you continue to neglect that, if you continue to perpetuate that which is not good, which is not godly, which is not helping out anything, there is a point where nature's gonna have its fucking way with you one way or another, whether it's through a man, whether it's through an accident, whether it's through a battle, whether it's through a sickness. You're gonna get what you get coming to you. So being a soldier, for me, yeah, that does involve having to kill at times. I don't want to kill. However, it is something I do have a familiarity with. I've never killed anybody. I've never even been in too many fights, really. But I do and always have had a desire to fight in a battle. And I do think there is a battle coming. So, you know, but there is a very big difference between being, like, in that movie, a serial killer, which is what the movie's all about. They're serial killers. They go around, they were just killing people. I mean, they would rob banks, they would just shoot people. There was no good reason. I don't think they killed any one person in that movie for a good reason, or for any type of a higher cause, or any type of servitude. It was all just out of fucking angst for humanity and them fucking playing out their demons. So, like, that whole movie really, you know, fucked with my head in a lot of different ways, and it brought about a spiritual violence and inheritance of a wickedness that, you know, led me down an even darker path. And to see her, you know, using those images, you know, very, very blunt images with guns pointed and all that shit, and then when I look at her and I see her spirit, I see the spirit of somebody who's extremely hurt inside, somebody who's extremely lonely, somebody who's extremely volatile, and is somebody that's looking for sex and other fucking vices to help her cope with her own misery. I'm just being real. That's what I see when I look at her energy. I don't see much. The love there is there, but it is being masked, and it's also being tainted and twisted by all this other dark shit that she's choosing to get involved in. All right, and it does repel me. It is what it is. I still care for her, you know, but I am repelled by that type of energy. I don't find it romantic. I don't find it loving. I don't find it something I can even trust. And I don't think anybody else should trust it either, because she is has entered into, is entertaining something that is beyond her comprehension, I think. I think she's playing with things that she thinks feel good, and she feels justified in because she was hurt, which is, you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, you know, stuff happens to people for a reason, okay? And, you know, it's like violence begets violence. This is why vengeance is never the solution to anything. It just perpetuates the same fucking problem. And all these pedophiles out there, all these serial killers, they go around killing people, they go around raping children. That doesn't solve fucking anything, man. Cursing somebody out, swearing at them, throwing a rock at them, punching them in the face does not solve any problems. It just continues to further escalate and perpetuate the problem. So to see her portraying images of this movie that is it's probably one of the most violent classical serial killer movies out there, she's perpetuating that. She's perpetuating death. She's perpetuating violence. She's perpetuating evil. And you know, it's like, fuck, dude. And like, again, like, you know, a month and a half ago, her energy, her aura was completely different. Completely different. She was very much more in a loving space. She was very much more in a caring space. She was very much more in a trustworthy, good space. And I know Yoki is someone who's been there for her for many years. And I say somebody because she's her own entity. She's a being, you know, so she has a body. She is somebody. And now she's moved on to elsewhere. Wherever she is, I don't know. And I think that's left a giant void in Joy's life, and I don't think she knows how to deal with it. And, you know, in the past, she's used sex in a very bold and blunt manner to help her deal with a lot of her inner demons and entertain a lot of her desires, and also, I think, act as a band-aid and as like a pharmaceutical drug that actually, you know, doesn't actually help heal anything, but it helps alleviate the pain. Like having one-night stands, having sex like that, having dirty sex, like that doesn't do any good. All it does is give you a good time, and you wake up feeling like shit in the morning. I've done it before. I've been there. You know, it didn't take me more than a couple of instances to realize that's not what I wanted. Every time I'd wake up in the morning, I'd feel like shit. I'd feel kind of embarrassed, you know, to be around the person. A lot of the times you're drunk when you do it, then you wake up and you're hungover, and it's like a weird, awkward moment. It's like, do we really care about each other? Or no, we were just fucking, you know? And it's like there's something deeper there that is being washed over and ignored and neglected, and you all just continue to perpetuate this band-aid. You keep putting on this different band-aid, you keep putting on this different persona, or you keep finding a different person to help try to fill that gap or that void or that hole. And at the end of the day, you're just making that hole even bigger. So, you know, I mean, my heart goes out to her, man. You know, and if she You know, I don't mind if she wants to do a debate about this shit. I don't mind, because enough is enough, dude. Like, this shit is ridiculous, and I'm tired of seeing people like her who have a lot of love in her heart. Like, she's got a lot of love. She knows how to take care of things. I can hear it in her voice. I mean, I haven't heard it in a while. Like, since Yoki's passed, she's definitely gone through a transformation. And, you know, I put a lot of guilt on my shoulders, but I mean, in reality, we've never been together, and we all got to make our own choices and take our own responsibility and accountability for our actions. So, I mean, and my phone number she has my phone number, so she could done already called me anytime she fucking wants to. And, you know, she's a grown woman. She's 35 years old now, you know, and she's going back into things that, you know, are really of an adolescent era, or of a very foolish person who fucking just wants to play around with something that brings them about a false sense of real joy, because that type of shit does not bring about joy. In fact, the more you continue to go down that alley, the less real joy you're going to have for life, the less you're going to be able to love, the less you're going to be able to laugh, the less you're going to be able to create and have a good time, and the more sickness you're going to bring upon yourself and the rest of the world. So I encourage her to stop fucking doing that crazy shit. You know, fucking just stop. I mean, I say stop, it's not that easy. Just take heed and fucking reflect on what you're doing. Is it really bringing you happiness? Is that really what you want in your life? Do you want a partner who really is going to be about that? Remember, that was a fucking movie. You know, and in that movie too, there was a lot of fighting. You know, they were separated for a very long time. You know, do you want to go to prison? Do you want to spend jail time and fucking be around all these people and locked up in bars and away from Mother Nature? Because that's where you're going to go if you continue to perpetuate this shit. Now, you can be a soldier. You can fight for something that's good. You can stand up for the Most Highs and God and all of creation. And, you know, if the time and the place calls for us to serve and, you know, have to defend ourselves, and if we have to take life in order to preserve life, so be it. But to go around perpetuating a serial killer mentality is fucking evil as fuck, and it's only going to come back at you too. It always does, for all of them. So this is a lesson I learned a very long time ago, because I know when I started to go down that alley, bad shit started to happen to me, and I didn't feel good about anything. So it just doesn't work. It's not cipher. It's not happiness. It's not healthiness. It's not love. It's not life. So stop doing that shit, Joy. Just fucking find somebody that's good and healthy for you. Focus on something that's positive. You know, if you want to fucking do a stream later, we can, but, you know, we got to figure out a time for me. If you want to, I'm just putting myself out there as more of a way to help her out with something, because I think she needs somebody to talk to. And I don't mind talking. You know, whatever the fuck it is she wants to talk about. If she wants to just express how she wants to feel about this shit to me, if she wants to scream at me, whatever, she can. You know, me and Dustin, you know, it's funny how we separate for a little bit, and then we end up like meeting each other on the road again. So I mean, his calling is a little bit different than mine, but I'm sure I'll see him again. But for the time being, I'm on my own right now, so I have, you know, more freedom to do, you know, what it is I want to do. So I have more of an accessibility to fucking stream, you know. So anyways, I love y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. All right, bye.